Happy Thursday, 573. You are listening to the Breakfast of Champions here on KCOU 88.1 FM. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of click. Good old school vibes here. Hope everyone's having a great, it's a little bit loud. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday. Quit sliding on me, dang it. All right. You're listening to the Breakfast of Champions here on KCOU 88.1 FM. Once again, as always, I am Keegan Hartman, and you know it is not a party here in the Studio A in the basement of the Student Center, Mizzou Student Center. It's not a party without my two other colleagues here. First and foremost, he's been an OG to the show, a founding father. Sorry, Ryan. But got to give him the credit where the credit is due. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brandon Anthony. Happy Thursday, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, it's been a busy week, but happy to be here.
Well, that's good. I mean, that was very short and sweet and to the point. I thought you were going to just, give me a, little bullet point on your week.
What else do you want? I mean,
I didn't know if you had a highlight or what, but whatever. All right. Well, I guess right across from me, the only other Broncos fan, which I guess we're both running out on energy as far as that team goes. But at least you got the Avalanche and the Nuggets to look forward to. Hey, he always brings a smile to the studio. He's always in positive attitude. Sometimes he doesn't like talking football. Other times he does. It's 50-50. But I love seeing his face every Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ryan Crothers live in the flesh. How you doing, Ryan?
Thank you for those words, Keegan.
My pleasure.
Not all of them were kind. That's why I didn't say kind words.
Look, come on.
When do I not like talking football?
Look, I said you're 50-50. I said sometimes you like to talk football, sometimes you don't like to talk football. Right now, being a Broncos fan, I would assume you're on the same page as me. Talking football sucks.
I love talking football.
Talking football in general is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
talking
your own
Broncos
team.
sucks.
Talking Broncos must suck.
We can talk shop. Okay.
Talking Niners sucks too, but
God, I feel like,
but I love talking about football.
I love football. I love football.
No, I'm fine this morning. It's like if I had to give it a Dave Portnoy scale, 1 to 10, probably like a 4.1 at the absolute best.
One whiff of air. Everybody knows the rules. You woke up this morning. It was game day. The Broncos do play tonight.
It is game day. I'm going to probably go out for the game tonight.
I will see you there.
Probably Big 12 for me.
Oh, I won't see you there. I'll be at Willie's.
I like to actually watch the game.
I like to
watch the game at Willie's on Thursday night, man.
At Willie's, I never watch games. I've been there for Thursday night games.
You get distracted.
An Avalanche Blues game, and I didn't even watch it. And those are my favorite games to watch. So
maybe we need to take a detour and go to B12 and then go to Willie's.
I'm going to B12. I'm going to drink the sorrow away with some Blue Bombs. I mentioned it last week.
Now, there could be a chance that Denver does win this game.
And then it's victorious Blue Bombs. I'll be slamming them with other Bronco fans from back home that I went to high school with, Dylan and Juliana. So,
oh my goodness,
welcome to come. We'll be rooting for the Broncos tonight. So,
oh my gosh, that makes me cry. Well, I got my gear on. I'm decked out. I stay loyal. But speaking of football, we got a lot to get into, and we start off with a fresh brew where we go over the most recent trending news this past week, and we got some dang good news. We got some damn good news in terms of Mizzou football.
Finally.
This is well needed. I'm going to tell you right now. Much needed. We go into the bye week, the Missouri Tigers going into the bye week this week after coming off of a gruesome loss against the Texas A&M. But fear not, help is on the way in 2022. Brandon, you got some trending news on a certain Mizzou receiver from East St. Louis is going to be suiting up for the black and gold come next year. What's that news, my friend?
Yeah, well, it's time to get excited if you're a Missouri Tigers fan, as Keegan was mentioning, as the Mizzou brought in the 5-star defensive tackle.
Well, he's the first 5-star since defensive tackle Terry Beckner, I should say. My fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, Terry Beckner coming in. However, the best wide receiver in the 2022 high school recruiting class, Luther Burden, 5-star recruit as well, committed to the Missouri Tigers the other day. I believe it was yesterday. He's currently listed at 6'1", 195 pounds, has previously verbally committed to the Oklahoma Sooners back in October of 2020. And exactly 1 year later, after decommitting to the Sooners back on August 17th this past year, the East St. Louis product committed to his home state school over Alabama and other schools, I believe. Pretty big news for Missouri football. Finally, get a 5-star recruit choosing Mizzou over some other top-name schools in the SEC.
And I will say, adding on that, it was Alabama and Georgia were his final two schools aside from Mizzou, which is mind-boggling to think. So kudos to Eli Drinkwitz on that one. But currently, Burden, according to 2022 ESPN Top 300 Prospects, Burden ranks at number 8 in the nation. Folks, let me say that again. Number 8 in the nation of 300 prospects. Not to mention, Burden had selected the Missouri Tigers over the other two schools, as mentioned, Crimson Tide and the Bulldogs. While in attendance in East St. Louis High School, Burden has lived up to his last name, being a real burden for opposing secondaries.
Nice.
I tried.
Nice.
In the 2000.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. In the 2020 to 2021 season, in 8 games, Burden accounted for 31 receptions, accruing 895 yards and 12 touchdowns, averaging roughly 30 yards per reception last season. Talk about a real burden, Ryan. Extending on that note. Look, man, it was creative. I thought about it last night. I was like, God, this is good content.
It was so creative. He was like, I have to use it twice.
I do. I'm saying. All right. Adding on to that, go ahead, man.
It's massive for Mizzou. But on another note, although Burden's commitment might have been the first 5-star commitment since Terry Beckner Jr., as you said earlier, back in 2015, this isn't the first top 100 recruit of ESPN's top 300 for the Missouri Tigers. As a matter of fact, Drinkwitz has been grooming up this next class to be the Tigers' best in a very long time. So far, Drinkwitz has had his commitments from the names of 4-star defensive tackle Marquise Gracial.
It's Grissel.
Sure. Ranked 6th overall at his position. Hometown, St. Charles, Missouri. Got a lot of friends from there. So
heck yeah, shout out St. Charles. Woo woo.
Yeah, okay. ESPN top 300 rank. He's 52nd.
Okay.
Of overall. 4-star offensive guard Desean Woods, ranked number 1, not number 2, not number 3, but number 1
so
overall
beautiful.
At offensive guard. His hometown is Peyton Manning's favorite call.
Hurry. Omaha.
Let's
go.
Omaha.
Let's
Nebraska.
go. Got me excited.
ESPN's top 300 rank is 1, 2, 4.
Yes.
Also got a 4-star quarterback that's probably going to ride the bench like our current 4-star quarterback instead of getting in and getting some action. So
cautious optimism.
Shouldn't have said that. Sam Horn, he's ranked number 8 overall at quarterbacks. And his hometown is Suwanee, Georgia.
Sweet. Yeah.
Suwanee, Georgia. ESPN top 300 rank 164.
Yes.
164. And last, but certainly not least, 4-star running back Trevorris Jones, ranked 13th overall at running back. And his hometown is El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
ESPN top 300 rank 173.
That's so beautiful.
173 is
So
coming.
beautiful.
Wait, ready for this? 173 is coming to the 573. Oh, Barks. Oh, we're getting
Banks open on a
man.
Sunday,
We're
baby.
getting
man.
corny.
Snap
on this
it
episode.
up.
man.
Snap it up.
We're getting
my
corny
goodness.
today, huh?
173 to the 573. Turn up. All right. I was going to say that there is a safety, if I'm not mistaken. They beefed up the secondary as well. I can't remember his name. Hones from St. Louis as well. I mean, if I had a texting hotline, I'd be like, somebody texted in because I don't want to sound like an idiot. But they also got a top-ranked safety. I did want to mention that.
What about the linebacking core? Like, is this run game going to improve?
That is a big question. Now, I had this conversation this morning with someone outside in the lobby, and I was like, what if Eli's not done? What if Eli tends to the linebacking core, and let that be his final note to the 2022 class. Because you got to remember, letter of intents, if I'm not mistaken, National Signing Day is in February, right? I want to say they signed their letter of intents in February. So between now and February, you still have time. And keep in mind, there are big schools that have yet to really tend to their recruiting class, Michigan being one of those names. He's not going to have a lot of dominance out east. Remember his comments about Boston College saying, they're not much football. No offense, but you end up taking the L to Boston College after those
that was a mistake.
Ironic statements. I think he's going to have his best chance within this 4-state area, being Missouri, Kansas. I guess go down to Texas because you get a running back out of Texas, but focus on St. Louis and focus on Kansas City because those seem to be like the primary locations for him, and he's had real good dominance and real good. I just hope that they can produce a linebacker, but that brings up such a good point. Like, Ryan, let me get your opinion on this.
Yeah.
Do you think any of these guys come in next year and have an immediate impact besides Burden? Because I think Burden is going to stretch the field. He's being compared to Chris Godwin already, and this kid's only 18. So I mean, what's the vision for the impact that these guys can have? What's the ceiling for them? What do you think next year, them being so young?
Well, after a year like Missouri's having right now,
yeah,
I think
sky's the limit.
I think these guys, I think these guys need to be playing next year.
They should be playing now.
They need to play.
Well, which is why I don't understand. We have a 4-star quarterback as our backup quarterback this year.
Yeah.
And the fact that he hasn't seen the field yet, even in the Tennessee game, when we're getting blown out by 50 points, why is Bazelak still in the game? Like it doesn't matter how Bazelak's performance is in a game like that. You put in your 4-star recruit quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So that's my worry with some of these guys next year is that if we're not seeing it this year, I'm worried we're not going to see it next year.
If I'm not mistaken,
Fair point.
If I'm not mistaken, Cook did real quick, Brandon. Before I get your insight, Cook came in on the back end of the SEMO game, and he played a little bit, and I think he looked good.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Nobody watched the SEMO game, but
I was gone. I was at the game, and then by that point, I was like, peace.
Forgot about the game. All right, Brandon.
Actually, I don't think I went to that game. I don't even remember. But he might have. But anyways, I hope these 4-star recruits come in and actually make an impact from the beginning. I think what they need to do is actually get some damn playing time like our current 4-star recruits that aren't.
Yeah. Your thoughts on this draft class, man? What do you think? Draft class, this signing class. What do you want to call it?
Well, I completely agree with both of you guys. I think they both need to get in the game. We're not seeing that right now, to Ryan's point, and we'll see where they go from there. But I mean, the same concern I brought up with the running game. I mean, if they don't have some solid guys up front, I mean, Gracial could help, defensive tackle. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I said the name right, but.
I think it's Grissel, but
Grissel.
Gracio. I think you're right. You might be right. I don't know.
So I mean, that can help, but I think Drinkwitz definitely needs to look into other options on the defensive side of the ball because that really is the main concern at this point.
I think that's a huge point of emphasis. Linebacker, safety, corner. You go get your safety from St. Louis, who is ranked among. I think he's in the 130s, and I don't think he goes past 150. So good job there. But what about the cornerbacks? Because the secondary's been absolutely atrocious for Missouri over the direct. You had something, Ryan?
Everything's been atrocious on
everything's been ugly. Do you think they clean house in terms of the coaching staff? Is there any changes that happen at the end of the year?
Get rid of Wilkes. Please,
Steve,
for the love of God,
okay.
Get rid of him.
Sound off on that one, Ryan. You think Wilkes is gone at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Okay.
He should be.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
If you're giving up the most rushing yards in college football, then you should be gone. I'm sorry.
To that note, Mizzou right now, and this is before February hits, Mizzou ranks 13th of all college football teams in terms of recruitment classes. When was the last time we said that about the Missouri Tigers? They're 5th among SEC. SEC's 14th. So 5th in terms of recruiting class. Dominant strength of class right now. So that is impressive in and of its own. I just got to wonder, Eli, how do you do it? That's the question. That is the big question. I don't know how you do it because apparently Odom couldn't do it, but that's a different story for a different day.
Good old Barry Odom.
What do you think the record is with these guys next year. I'm not going to be here. You guys at least will get to see the football. And if I'm not mistaken, what's your expectation for them next year?
Too early to tell, and it's Mizzou. So, I mean, expectations will always be in medium.
I want to hear your prediction, Mr. 7-3.
No.
Yeah, I want to hear
Okay,
yours.
well then I'm in the same boat as Brandon because I don't know if they're going to start.
Mr. 7-3.
Hear me out. I don't know if they're going to start many of these young guys, and I don't think it's as you guys mentioned. I agree with you. Linebacker, cornerback, offensive tackle all need to be addressed. So before we can even paint the picture,
here's my prediction. Okay, 5-star, absolute phenomenal recruit, wide receiver. Okay?
Heisman watch list.
Huge,
Bolitnikov.
low key, but huge impact on the field. 4-star defensive tackle. That is massive for this team. A 4-star offensive guard, the number 1 offensive guard in the nation. That's also massive, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Another 4-star quarterback. So now that's at least 2, right? And a 4-star running back to replace Beatty, right? We are trying to fill the holes that we have, okay? And Drinks is doing a great job of that. With all that being said, we'll win 4 games next year.
Wouldn't surprise me.
With all that being said,
I saw that coming from a mile away.
4-8 or something.
He
Cautious
hyped it up.
optimism. Cautious
He's
optimism.
so good. He's so good. He's like, here's
All
the
that,
floor.
4 wins.
The floor is also the ceiling for Mizzou, so we're gonna keep it at 4-8.
Yeah.
We're not exceeding that yet.
The floor and ceiling is 4, but
The ceiling is the roof.
but
the floor.
the real ceiling is how many games will Mizzou cover the spread? That's the real ceiling.
I see what you did there.
There we go.
We all know good teams win, great teams cover.
Oh man, look, man. That was a very conservative take right there. That's perfect. That literally is the epitome of Missouri. Just keep your expectations low and let them shock you. But
Well, we got to switch gears.
That
I
is
believe
true.
we have more of a fresh brew. We completely took that topic and ran with it there.
we can jump right into it if you want. I mean,
Might as well just jump right into it, yeah.
I mean, that's all pretty much the exciting news we had as far as Missouri Tigers go. But getting into it, go right ahead, Brandon. Open up this one because you don't have a dog in this fight. No pun intended.
Well, the Cleveland Browns will be entering into the Week 7 matchup against your guys' Denver Broncos tonight without their starting QB. Kevin Stefanski, Browns head coach, announced that Baker Mayfield will miss tonight's home game versus the Denver Broncos due to an ongoing shoulder injury. With that, we bring it into discussion. Big game tonight for the Broncos. And it seems like both of you guys don't really have high expectations for Denver anymore this season.
I can't say the P word on air. Ryan, I'm going to let you. No, peed off. Okay, guys. Let's go. Whoa. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Peed off. I can't say that. I'm irked. Yo, hey. Bring it back to discussion. I am irked with how the Denver Broncos have been playing thus far the past 3 games. Ryan, I'll let you give your take because I'm just going to take a decade.
Brandon, what did I say 3 weeks ago?
Denver's going to lose all 3 games.
I honestly can't remember.
When the Broncos were 3-0 and Keegan was hyping them up.
Oh, you said they'll come back, they'll drop back to the face of the earth.
Yeah, I said don't worry about it. Broncos will go like 3-5.
I still remember him hyping them up after 3-0 too, and I was like, "Cool, you have a win. You have no wins against a team with a win."
But
so
you know what?
go.
I soaked those wins because I was like, "There's a very solid chance I'm not going to be able to experience another win until like November." And tonight is our best chance to win. But at the same time, like Baker Mayfield out, Nick Chubb out, Kareem Hunt out. Odell, most likely out. Conklin, questionable. Wills, questionable. Clowney, questionable. All that being said, Browns by 10. I'm just kidding.
I
Case
swear to
Keenum's
God,
starting, so.
I swear to God, if we cannot beat the Cleveland ICU right now,
It's the
I heard your comments before I walked in here, but you can't say them on air. So
No, here's the thing. If the Denver Broncos lose this game tonight and anyone on the coaching staff still has a job tomorrow morning, I might drive myself to Dove Valley Field
Road trip.
in Centennial, Colorado. No, I think it's
exactly where
Inglewood.
it's at. Inglewood.
I used to play soccer, literally catty corner to it. I mean,
my cousins
whole
live right
life.
next to the Inglewood in Inglewood.
And I mean, I live there. I live 4 minutes from their facility, right? And
I didn't even know it was that close, bro.
Oh yeah, it's right there. But I will have a pitchfork.
I'll bring a torch.
I'll put some lighter fluid on the fork. And
I'll bring a torch.
I'll light up I'll have a flaming pitchfork standing outside of Dove Valley. I mean, they should have already been fired last year, in my opinion. I hate everyone on the coaching staff.
Damn.
And
hell yeah,
I wish them nothing but the best outside of football. In football, for the Broncos, I wish them nothing but the worst.
Shermer told me everything that I needed to know in every single game this year. Second and long situations. Let's just go ahead and run it. And then let's just go ahead and run it on third and long situations when it gets called back for a penalty. Now, let me finish. Let me have the floor on this one. I have cooped up all the negative energy for this segment alone, so let me have my moment. Pat Shermer needs to be jumped in public is what he needs to. This is what needs to happen.
That's less worse than what he said before the show. So.
It's not as worse as what I said before the show, but he needs to be. Oh my gosh! Can you? Is there a way you can evict? You can't evict. That's so stupid. That's corny. You need to. I'm tired of this team already.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Keep digging. No, I am tired of Pat Shermer. Like, when I say I am tired of his philosophy, I'm tired of the second and long run, the third and long run, and then the fourth down punt. I'm tired of it. You're holding Teddy Bridgewater back. Vic Fangio putting Alexander Johnson and Von Miller in the slot on a slot receiver. Chase Claypool. You are putting them in the slot, and you are having them cover. Why? Why are we doing this? We are shooting ourselves in the foot. We are good on paper, but we do not do well because our coaches suck. I'm so tired of it, bro. We have so much potential, but we are mediocre because our coaches are holding us back. I'm sorry, Brandon.
You know why I think you have so high expectations is because you set them before the beginning of the season.
I don't set them.
Yes, you do. You say the Broncos 10 or more wins, you could book it, and then we get into the season and they start losing, and you just go off the rails in week 6.
I didn't know that our coaching philosophy was going to be this pathetic because when you look at it on paper, we're still a top 3 defense. We're the number 1 secondary in terms of completion percentage. We've been pathetic the past 3 games, but we're still the best defense in the NFL. Our offense hasn't lived up to expectation, clearly, because Pat Shermer doesn't know how to coach a damn peewee team. So to me, oh my God, you just need to give up on the 2 coaches that you have right now. And I agree with Ryan. We should be in the car headed to Inglewood by tomorrow morning. Hell, we should leave the bars tonight and drive out there by the morning and set pitchforks to the freaking facility because I'm pissed. Excuse me, I said it. I'm tired of this team. Well, I know.
You naughty boy.
I am tired of this effort. I'm tired of these coaches. I'm tired of the offensive coordinator, Pat Shermer. The irony of it all, they're playing Case Keenum tonight, who not only did he play for the Broncos.
It's a Broncos legend.
It's a Broncos legend.
So's Blake Bortles.
It's also Minnesota legend.
Yeah.
The year after he arrived to Minnesota, because before the Broncos, exactly a year before, he played for Minnesota, took him to an NFC championship.
Minneapolis Miracle.
We thought we were investing in that, and we got Case Keenum, just Case Keenum. We didn't get the exotic Case Keenum. We got,
and then the year after we traded for Joe Flacco.
Stop it! Stop! All right, I get it. I'm getting PTSD, but I'm saying like,
and then we drafted Drew Lock.
Shut up! We've had so many bridge quarterbacks.
Traded for Teddy Bridgewater.
The irony of all, we've had so many bridge quarterbacks.
Who's the best one of all
Since
of them?
Peyton Manning, y'all have struggled at the quarterback position, man.
No dip, huh? Really? I almost said something else, but I saved myself.
Paxton Lynch, baby.
Trevor Siemian.
Hey,
that's the worst one of all.
No. Trevor Siemian is not the worst one
Yes,
of all.
he is.
He's not the worst one of all.
Yes, he is. Oh my!
Paxton
Next to
Lynch.
Paxton
Trevor,
Lynch,
with all due
Paxton
respect,
Lynch.
you're not the worst one.
Paxton
Joe
Lynch.
Flacco's worse than
Next,
Siemian.
no,
Brock Osweiler's worse than Siemian.
no.
Siemian was not as bad as people thought.
Hell no, God no, Lane no. You had wine with Simeon one time, right?
So funny story about Simeon. He's actually my sister's best friend's husband now from high school. So they're married. I met him a couple times. So there you go.
Look at that.
Nice guy.
And you're going to look Brandon and myself, and
Nice
especially
guy.
Brandon,
Nice guy.
and say that he was the worst of
He
them
was the
all.
worst quarterback to play for the Broncos
I didn't
organization.
think he was that bad, man. I'm
Next
just
to
saying.
Paxton Lynch.
He was not that bad.
I'm saying he wasn't that bad.
Osweiler's
Elway just gave up on him because he didn't have a big enough arm. That's
In
what
his defense, he did have Vance Joseph, who was the coordinator for the 26th best defense in the NFL, that being the Miami Dolphins before he. I don't know why we couldn't have got Kyle Shanahan, but somehow we saw something else in Vance Joseph.
We could have choked in the Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan. That would have been awesome.
You could
Well, at least we would have made it to the
We would
mountaintop.
have been there.
You know what?
We would have been
You know
there.
what, Kyle? I'm not so happy with Kyle Shanahan at this point. Anyway, I'm kind of in the similar boat as you guys. So I mean, just saying.
Don't compare Kyle
I'm
Shanahan.
not comparing him to freaking Vic Fangio, but I'm just saying.
Don't do that to Kyle Shanahan. But also, you don't deserve to compare it to.
That's
us.
facts.
You don't deserve.
Why
to
don't I
compare
deserve
your
to compare
pain
it to us?
Because look at us.
You guys both saw your team in 2015 win a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. You still won the Super Bowl in 2015. Yes, it was pain. It's been pain for several years after that. But this is coming from a guy who was born after the Montana and Steve Young era, then came in and had to watch freaking Jeff Garcia and Alex Smith.
I don't want to hear
all
it. I
these
waited
bad
15
teams
years.
and all
15
these
years.
bad quarterbacks
That's
play,
fair.
and then finally Harbaugh comes in, turns us around. We get Kaepernick, we make the Super Bowl, lose, and then there was another 3 bad years with Brian Hoyer,
that's
Jim
fair.
Tomsula, Chip Kelly, and then we finally get Shanahan. 2 bad years there, and then we finally make the Super Bowl. And what do? When I finally thought we were going to win it all, choke 20-10
fair.
against Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I'm not settling for that one because
No, I'll give you that.
we had to go through Jay Cutler, Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow before we could get to Tim Tebow. I waited 15
Yeah,
years.
Tebow mania with Tim Tebow. What the hell are you complaining about him for?
3 seasons with freaking Josh McDaniels, and then you had to go through Mike Shanahan. God, I miss Mike Shanahan so much. I could kiss him if he ever became a coach again. But oh my God, it was absolute terror. It was hell. It was hell for 15 years of my life.
Still saw a ring, so
13
I don't want to hear it.
At year 13, when Peyton Manning came in, there was optimism, and when the offense was playing good, it was playing good. But then I saw Noshawn Moreno and the whole, missed snap against the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, and I knew my chances were done. Better luck next year, sonny boy. But at this point, yeah, I think we're about even. I think we're set even, the 49ers and Broncos, in terms of their
That's
history.
why it's fair.
Yeah, in terms of their history, yeah, I'll give you that.
Well, not the whole history. The history since we were born.
Yeah,
Because your history, I mean, he has, 6 Super Bowls?
5, but I mean, yeah, all
You don't have 6.
pre my era. So there's that.
Well, John has like a LeBron James record when it comes to Super Bowls, but in his defense, he never had a supporting cast to get him over the mountaintop until 97 and 98, when he actually had Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharp, and Rod Smith. When he had all the cogs, Byron Chamberlain 2, his offensive line was number 1 at the time. Obviously, you had a 2,000-yard rusher. But all that aside, back to this. Keenum's 27 and 35 as a starter in his 10 seasons in the NFL. It's the Browns, it's the Broncos. Brandon said it before, and I hate to agree with him, but I think it's a trap game. I think the Browns win this one. I truly do. And if it's reverse psychology, if my curse works on every other team, hell yeah, I'm with it. I'll say it on air. I think the Browns win this game. Because right now, I have no hope in the Denver Broncos. I don't. I went from 3-3, 3-0, which I get it. It was against crappy teams. But there was optimism in the fact that this defense still shut out professional teams. And if you look at the Jets, they beat the Titans. You look at the Jags, they just got their win against the Miami Dolphins. Both been touted as great teams. Hear me out, though. But those were against competitive teams. We shut out the Jets. They just beat the Bills. The Titans just beat the Bills. Come on. So I'm saying, there was a reason to be optimistic there for the Denver Broncos and the talent that they had on the defensive side of the ball. Then you go up against Lamar Jackson, a beat-up Ben Roethlisberger, which he should have won that game, but you obviously can't. Against the Ravens, you missed your 2 starting offensive guards, that being the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater's 50%, and he's going into this game. God knows what's going to happen. Give me the Browns.
I'm going to sit with you tonight, Keegan. Maybe Ryan, if we see you out.
No. And you don't want to sit with me. I'm going to be cussing like a sailor.
I'll sit with you, and we'll be watching the game. And the Broncos are going to be doing surprisingly well. And at the end of the game, y'all are going to have beaten the Browns. And I'm going to look at you in the eye, and I'm going to say, I told you so, Keegan. I'm going to pick Denver to win this game. And Ryan always says, you never pick the Broncos. Well, here it is. I'm picking the Broncos. I think you two are both going off on your whole coaching staff. I think Denver's going to show out against the Cleveland Browns tonight. I know I said trap game earlier before I got here in the studio, but I just think Denver needs a win. Lost several in a row. Yeah. I like the Broncos.
I know I jokingly earlier said Browns by 10, but I have proof. I can show you guys. I actually did pick the Broncos tonight.
All right.
So I'm with you. With you, Brandon. Broncos.
All right.
Hey, Keegan's going to come in next show. The Broncos look phenomenal. We're back in the.
We're going to make the playoffs.
We're back in the hunt for the West.
We're going to sweep the Chiefs.
You know.
I'm done with y'all.
You know we love you.
I'm done with y'all. Hopefully, I break the curse with the reverse psychology I got going on, but we'll see.
If you keep mentioning it, then it's not reverse psychology.
I've done it so many times before, and it's happened. All right. When we come back, we got to recap, or we can preview this upcoming week's action in the NFL. Then we're going to get into a heart-to-heart, the first one in the season. Let me tell you guys, it's not what you think it is. All that more coming up next on KCOU Breakfast of Champions. Don't go anywhere. Keep it right here.
Their gentle, playful ways are fascinating to watch. Yet these harmless marine mammals face growing threats to their survival. Many manatees are injured or killed from boat strikes or other human activities, and their habitat is being lost. Manatees need your help. Please call Save the Manatee Club at 1-800-432-JOIN or visit www.savethemanatee.org.
Preferred Walk-Ons, Mizzou's most insightful sports talk from your favorite bench warmers, is now available to listen anytime, anywhere. After every Friday's show with Ben Krakow, Chase Phillips, and Garrett Jones, we post a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Anchor Podcast app, and anywhere else you get podcasts. We're also on Twitter at KCOU Walk-Ons. End your week with Preferred Walk-Ons, a part of KCOU Sports, and now streaming.
Life can be dramatic, but day-to-day relationships aren't always like you see on TV. You can help the young people in your life work through the drama by engaging them in conversations about healthy relationships. Use Connect With Me activity cards to start discussions on this subject and other topics that matter to teens. Visit health.mo.gov/connect to access these free cards and resources.
A message from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services.
Back here live on KCOU 88.1 FM, student voice for Mizzou Athletics. It is the Breakfast of Champions. We are at the bottom of the hour. No, we are at, it is 11:35. I don't have my glasses. 11:35, 11:36. Anybody got the correct time?
11:36.
It's 11:36 somewhere. You're listening to the Breakfast of Champions here on KCOU. Keegan in the house. Cutting it up with Ryan Crothers and Brandon Anthony. And we got a Week 7 preview, as if we don't talk football enough. And we got some pretty good games that could present some very good upsets, some very good entertainment. Much to my surprise, there's an impressive slate here at Week 7. First glance, it might not be impressive, but when you think about it, these could be good games. I want to start with one. We got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
Oof.
Now, this game is in Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken. It's at M&T Bank Stadium. Ravens coming off of a pretty dominant win, a statement win against the Chargers, who were hot, and gave the Chargers their second loss of the season. But respectively, it was that defense for the Ravens. I'm going to be honest, Lamar Jackson played pretty mediocre, and you can listen to a lot of analysts talk about his game. That defense showed out. They only held him to 6 points. Come on, let's be honest here.
You're right. They showed out.
Okay. Now you got the Cincinnati Bengals, too. Cincinnati Bengals. I know you still think of them as a joke, but that's okay. We think
I literally thought when you brought up the Ravens and Bengals, I was like, come on, man, it's not going to be a good game. And I keep forgetting the Bengals are 4-2 and relevant.
That's a good game, man.
So,
Brandon, I'll start with you.
Game.
I'll start with you. What do you think about this game? Do you think it's an upset? Is there a chance?
I think there's a chance. I think Baltimore's riding high off a win against the Chargers. I think I can see Cincinnati, divisional opponent, divisional games are weird. I can see Cincinnati coming in and winning in Baltimore and surprising the Ravens. I can definitely see that. And then Joe Burrow's been having a pretty good season, and that Bengals defense has held its own, so I could see it.
Take it with a grain of salt, but our boy Joey B finished 19-29 passing, 271 yards, 3 tutties, 1 interception against the Detroit Lions. Poor Detroit. But hey, something to ride high on if you're Cincinnati, 4-2. Ryan, what do you think about this game?
I think when I in my league, my big fantasy league, I make pick'ems.
Oh yeah,
that a part of it. And
hell yeah,
I sat on that one and I quickly hit the Ravens because, like you, Brandon, I see the word Bengals and I think, oh, that's a joke.
Yucky.
And then I unclicked it for a second, so I was like, wait, hold on. The Bengals are low-key kind of good.
Yeah, it's for real.
Like, what? But also at the same time, like, the Ravens look really good, but then they also look like they're bad in some games, like the Lions game and the 3 quarters in the Colts game. Like, what team are the Ravens? But I think the Ravens will win this. They're at home, and usually when they're at home, they win games. And usually when they are also at home, they get the zebras on their side. So I think
the old zebras.
I think the Ravens will win this game and kind of prove where the Bengals truly stand, if they're frauds or if they're broads.
Well, if that's the case, and the Ravens do win this one, they advance to 5-2. Are they officially? I mean, granted, it
6-1.
Oh,
6-1.
Excuse me. No, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
The only one loss was against the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken, in overtime, right?
I had a lot of money on that game. On the Ravens.
So sorry. You lost that game.
And guess what? I would have won a lot of money if the over hit in the Ravens-Chargers game.
Oh.
So I am officially done betting on Ravens games, and I will never like the Ravens ever again.
It's good to not spend money. Save your money for some blue bombs, you know? I will say.
There's always money for blue bombs.
You got a piggy bank for blue bombs.
I told you last week, every Wednesday, I go to B12 with my friend Colby and slam blue bombs. Where was I last night?
B12. Slamming
Blue bombs. Come on.
Okay.
I told you, and you didn't come.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I get distracted. Keep going.
All right. Well, aside from the blue bombs, which we can talk about at a later time, I will say this. Does this put the Ravens kind of in the conversation as the best team in the NFL? Because around this time last year, we would have said probably the same thing. Well, maybe not the Ravens, but I mean, you have the Bills in there. Chiefs ain't look so hot. But don't ask me about that. You got to ask for another opinion. Brandon, what do you think about that? How do you think they fare up against teams like the Buffalo Bills, who actually just lost their Monday night matchup against the Titans on the road?
They're definitely top in the AFC. I don't know if they're the best team in the AFC. I still think Buffalo is looking pretty scary and are the best team. Mm-hmm. Chiefs, like you said, aren't looking so hot. Sorry, everyone listening, but I told y'all after the Super Bowl that there was a Super Bowl hangover. You didn't want to believe me after I went through it the year before. But that's besides the point. The Ravens, I think, they're top in the AFC. Are they the best team in the NFL? I don't think so. I think there's better teams, Arizona and Buffalo, for example. But I definitely think Baltimore's up there.
Now, if the playoffs were to start today, let me just list off where everything sits. At the 1 seed, you do have Baltimore in the AFC. At the 2, you have the Los Angeles Chargers, Tennessee Titans at 3, Buffalo Bills right at 4. At 5 is the Cincinnati Bengals. Raiders come in at 6. 7 is the Steelers. And then on the cusp is the Broncos. And on the outside looking in, below them is the Kansas City Chiefs. Anyway, I love my job. Now, Ryan, what say you in terms of that batch I just listed off? The Baltimore Ravens, they win this game. Is it really much to talk about, or is it just a meh? All right, cool. Are they like a contender? Are they the team to beat in the NFL, or at least in the AFC?
I think the Bills are still the team to beat.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But the Ravens, it's just so hard because they look so good in some games and look so bad in others. Like, I don't understand them yet, you know? But and we're not going to get a full understanding. It is the Bengals. No matter how good of a team they have on the field, the franchise of the Bengals is going to be atrocious, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I think it goes Bills and then Ravens.
Okay.
AFC. And then probably the healthy Browns and then maybe the Chargers, but after last week, who knows? And I mean, you always have to talk about the Chiefs. You always do. I mean, even if they don't have a good defense, it's always the Chiefs, man.
I don't think you can count out Mahomes.
No.
3-3, but
I still have the Chiefs making it out of the AFC and going to the Super Bowl. I still have that.
That's funny.
Buddy, I can't. I'm sorry. You're
the biggest Mahomes supporter in this room right now, dude. Why are you laughing at me?
But his biggest setback is that defense. And come on, man. 29th in the run, 29th in the pass, 32nd overall. These are the lowest numbers Spagnuolo's had tied to his defense in all of his years coaching that defense.
They'll figure it out. Dude, remember
postseason defense for the Chiefs, I will say they are better.
Remember the year they won the Super Bowl?
And that defense was not even remotely close to the 49ers.
No, listen. Throughout the first 10 weeks of the season, they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL. And then the last, 6 weeks of the season, they had one of the best defenses in the NFL. Okay? They will figure it out. Don't worry about the Chiefs, even though I
am going to worry about them.
I can't.
I despise the Chiefs, but that is what happened 2 years ago. And I don't want to put my heart through that heartbreak again where I make fun of the Chiefs and be like, "You're not going to go anywhere," and then get my heart broken, right?
That's what championship caliber teams do.
That's what the great wise poet Post Malone once said.
Exactly.
I always get my heart broke like I needed the practice, right?
Oh my gosh,
my heart been breaking all the time, right?
Heart been broke so many times.
My heart be breaking.
Don't know what to believe.
By all sorts of things, not just sports, okay?
I
the
get
Chiefs will probably figure it out. Are they? Maybe. But I say probably. And do I hope so? Absolutely not.
Well, that's a good segue because the next game that I was eyeing was the Kansas City Chiefs.
And Tennessee Titans.
In Tennessee at Nissan Stadium. Titans riding on a high. Although they got beat by the Jets this year, which is not much of a high, but hey, they beat the Buffalo Bills at home, so they beat one New York team. Just so happens to be the most dominant one. What do you think about this game being a potential upset alert? Or do you think the Patrick Mahomes and company turned it around? Hear me out. They're 29th in run, 29th against the pass. Derrick Henry went off. A.J. Brown's going to be back healthy. I think he was overcoming a stomach bug or something in this last game. He still played, but he was quiet. Derrick Henry obviously was the show. And then Julio Jones played pretty well for the Tennessee Titans. Does the Big Three get it done against the Big Three? Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill. What do we think, boys?
I think it'll be a complete heyday for Derrick Henry. He's going to go off on Kansas City's defense. You brought that up before you even mentioned this game, Keegan. I think it's true.
Yeah.
Does Tennessee win the game? I don't know. I'm going to say they do. It's in Tennessee. Derrick Henry's going to go off. It's going to be enough. If it was in Kansas City, I'd probably go Patrick Mahomes, but I'm going to go Tennessee. I think they'll improve to 5-2. Kansas City will be 3-4. It's my prediction. a touchdown win for Tennessee.
What say you, Sunshine?
What are you laughing about over there?
He's laughing at me dancing.
No. I'm laughing about what I'm about to say.
Oh, boy.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm all ears.
For Tennessee to win this game, they really need to tighten up their defense.
Oh, my God.
I don't even know what to say after that.
Oh, my God. The puns today, boys.
I'm sorry. Both defense are atrocious. I got the Chiefs by 6.
All right, Kansas City by 6.
And I don't think Derrick Henry's going to have that great of a game.
Well, let me.
I would bet Derrick Henry under 100 rushing yards.
Oh, that's a little harsh, don't you think?
Okay.
I'll bet you both $5 right now. No odds.
I'm not much of a betting man.
I'm not betting that
It's
because you might be
$5.
right.
It's $5.
That's a grande caramel macchiato. You want to tell me that you bet me $5?
And then guess what? I give you $5, you get a free grande macchiato.
Grande macchiato. I don't want to take that bet because
Because
you know what?
You know I'm right.
You know what? Dag nabbit, I'm not going to be bullied. I got $5 in my bank account. I'll take that bet. You're darn right I got that bet.
It has been shooken on.
Okay.
All 4 viewers, listeners.
Face for radio, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, another one that I really like, and this could be another potential upset. There are upsets all across the board here. This is a lot of trap games. I'm looking at this Washington football team against the Packers, and I know you could be laughing at me and being like Ryan is right now.
I'm not laughing.
Oh,
I was yawning.
Oh, you're yawning. Okay, I get it. I think this could be a potential trap game. Okay, now that I look at it, it is in Lambeau. All right. But I'm saying, there's a chance. What do we think? Chance?
No, Packers got this game by 2 touchdowns.
Well, gosh, all right. I just think they played close with Cincinnati. Washington football team's coming off. Granted, they just played the Bears, which
2-4. They can't. Their Washington's defense, I think, is going to get
overrated.
picked apart
It was
by
overrated.
Aaron Rodgers. So
yeah, but the Packers defense cannot produce. The Packers defense is
the
just
Packers
as bad.
been fine, ever since we've been saying their defense has been bad, man. They're 5-1. So
RELAX. He did it. He did it again.
he did it. I'll give him credit. He did it.
You guys.
RELAX. Yeah, you said that heading into Lions week on Monday night.
Yeah.
He said it verbatim.
He said that,
RELAX.
Yeah.
Football team and Packers. You think the football team could upset?
So
In Lambeau, no chance.
If you think the football team can upset, what makes them upset?
I mean, winning.
Taylor Heineke.
Oh,
Believe in Taylor Heineke that much?
Heineken.
Do you?
Drink responsibly.
Do you finally hop on the Taylor Heineke train like me?
I think their defense is probably the reason they would be able to make
Oh my God! You just
want to
said
talk
their
about their
defense is
defense?
bad.
You want to talk about their defense?
You just said their defense is bad.
Okay.
It hasn't lived up
guess
to
what?
expectation, but it's still
No,
better
guess
than the
what?
Packers.
Guess what? Their defense is 32nd in the pass.
Whew. Overall, though.
I don't care.
32nd on a pass against Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron
Good
Rodgers
luck.
is throwing the ball. if one of the better defenses, the Bears, can't hold Aaron Rodgers
Okay.
back,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Guess what? Aaron Rodgers still owns everybody, but dog in the NFC.
He's a bad man. He owns everybody.
Besides the Bucks,
I
but
still own you. That was a highlight. Of the
That was the
weekend.
highlight of the weekend.
That was the
All my
highlight.
Bears fans are pissed.
Speaking of the Bears, we'll get out of that crapshoot. Speaking of the Bears, they go on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Justin Fields, welcome to your second week in the NFL, but I guess third week now. It was a starter. And you start before the Raiders because I know he played against the Raiders, played the Packers, the Lions.
Who's that?
Or no, he
Fields?
played against the Bengals. So I think he's played about 4 games, if I'm not mistaken.
3 games, I think.
yeah, he's not good.
He's young.
I'll not talk about Jan. He's not that good, but what's worse?
You didn't hear it from me, Bears fans. Y'all can get him.
I've been saying I didn't want the Broncos to draft him. I
I agree with
like
that.
Ohio State
He's
too.
not that good.
Yeah, just Ohio State quarterbacks have this tendency of being
they're
inconsistent.
Dog water.
There's
in the
never been
NFL.
an Ohio State quarterback that's been
No.
produced in the NFL.
JT Barrett,
But
Cardell
what's-
Jones,
but what's worse-
Dwayne Haskins.
But what's worse is that offensive line. That offensive line is so bad. They're not helping him out at all. But here's the thing. I mean, think about it last year.
The best defense.
Everyone said Bucks are going to dominate the Bears on Thursday Night Football, and then Tom Brady thought it was 4th down.
Had dementia.
Tom Brady.
That is true.
5th down was 4th down. Sorry, buddy. You don't go to the University of Colorado, and you're not playing against the University of Missouri. There is no 5th downs around here.
Oh, man. That is true.
Was that game in Tampa or was it
that
in
was
Chicago?
in Chicago.
Chicago.
It was in Chicago.
This one's in Tampa.
This one's in Tampa.
With
Tampa
fans.
by 10, at
With
least.
Yeah,
fans.
I like Tampa. I like Tampa.
Everyone likes Tampa.
I like
in this
Tampa.
game.
This defense is too good for at least for Chicago's liking. I don't know how
That
they are.
Bears offensive line, man. That's the biggest weakness of the Chicago Bears right now is the offensive line.
Well, if
it doesn't matter who you put back there at quarterback. If you don't have a competent offensive line, you can't do anything.
Bears fans, feel free to rip into me if I get this wrong, but haven't they been without a running back? Because Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken,
Montgomery's out, I believe.
Yeah.
Williams missed last game because he tested positive for COVID.
Okay, so Fields has pretty much been the run game and the pass game for them. He's pretty much like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but he completes he goes 6 for 25 in the pass game. So
Okay,
I
mean,
don't know how much.
he doesn't have the Ravens' offensive line, but
What was
Well,
it?
you heard it from Ryan first that Justin Fields isn't that good. So
No, I said that Mac Jones would be the best quarterback out of the class. I mean, I don't.
did you say that?
I did.
Mac Jones.
I did.
He
I-
did. He
I
did say
not-
that.
I did not like anybody in that class.
I have the archive for when he said that.
Oh my gosh, he's played in a lot of games. Bengals, he went 6 for 13.
Lions.
Browns, he went 6 for 20. Lions,
Oh, he played-
11 for 17. Raiders, 12 for 20, a little bit better. And then last week, 16 for 27. His best completion percentage was 64%. 2 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But he has been sacked, quick maths, 10, 14, 18 times. He's been sacked
Sheesh.
18 times in 6 games.
Wow.
And he came in the Bengals game. He didn't play the full game. So he's been sacked 18 times in 8.5 games. That is horrible.
I know that I originally had scheduled the heart-to-heart for today, but I'm just going to go ahead and we'll put it on back order because we do have one more game to get into, and it wouldn't be fair.
You guys could talk NBA.
Well, no. I wasn't even going to say that. It wouldn't be fair for us to talk about the Broncos if we didn't talk about the other primetime game happening this weekend, that being the Indianapolis Colts taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And that one is in San Francisco. I wanted you to get a stat on what San Francisco's record is in primetime this year. They played 2 games this year in primetime.
0-1.
Oh, wait, they've only played once against the Packers.
Wait.
Did they play another one?
They
I
only
thought-
played once against the Packers.
Okay, well, this one's Sunday night. Indianapolis Colts travel to Levi
0-2
Stadium.
at home at Levi Stadium.
Wait a
That's
minute.
good.
Fantastic, right?
Oh, wait, what are you saying?
Super 0-2 at home at Levi Stadium, and we play the Colts at home. Colts, I mean, say what you want. They've been looking more competitive the last couple weeks. I'm nervous for this game. It's coming off a bye. We should be fine. But
You got Elijah Mitchell back.
DeForest Buckner, I feel like it's going to be a DeForest Buckner sort of revenge game after he traded him away 2 years ago, but we'll see.
Are you still upset about that one?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm upset about that one still. You keep Eric Armstead on the defensive line, who hasn't done jack since we traded away DeForest Buckner. So, yeah, you picked the wrong defensive tackle to extend there, John Lynch. Great job, just like with everything else. Building an injury-prone roster.
He's so harsh on these young guys, man. He's just like, I get it. You
I'm
guys.
also harsh on the young guys. I'm with you.
Just like Vic Fangio and Pat Shurmur. I'm sick of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan treating the Niners organization like they're the Patriots. Like they've won 6 championships and they're the best organization in football. No, you lost the Super Bowl you blew a 10-point lead to Kansas City, and now you act like every player is like Brandon Ayuk. You don't start him because something happened with him. Like, what's the deal with that? It's just you act like you're like the best organization in the NFL. You're not. You haven't won a Super Bowl. So
I got
that's
the
my
Niners
problem.
You got the Niners.
I hope Niners do it, but
in overtime.
Wow.
just like you all, my faith in the coaching staff is starting to deteriorate. But we'll see what happens.
Goggles is going to doink a game-tying field goal in OT.
What's the news on Garoppolo? What's it looking
Jimmy
like?
Garoppolo practiced on Wednesday. Trey Lance didn't, so it looks like Jimmy G will start.
It's back to the Jimmy G
That's
show.
the problem with Kyle Shanahan, and that's the only problem right there.
Exactly.
And that problem would fix everything.
The problem
for you guys.
I almost think Kyle Shanahan is purposely saying, "Hey, Trey's still hurt, so he can just go back to Jimmy G without any
You ready for this
you're
one,
going back
Keegan?
to Trey."
Hit me.
Kyle Shanahan's smart because he knows. Well, no, Kyle Shanahan is not smart Because he drafted Trey Lance.
Look, I got the 49ers.
I'm still on the myth Shanahan didn't want Trey Lance. I think he still wanted Mac Jones, but the organization talked him into Trey Lance.
I'm just joshing with you.
Yeah.
I'm just.
What were you saying?
I'm just
Interrupted
lancing
you, sorry.
with you.
Keegan.
Look, I think that they get it done. I think that I think that they get it done. I like the Colts, or I like the 49ers. Excuse me. I'm getting distracted because I'm trying to. Look.
Just because you said that. Whoa.
I know. That's what I was trying to fix there. Look, I like the 49ers winning this one. And the good thing for you is you're going up against a team that, although they played the Texans and won on Sunday, they cannot close in big games.
All Swedish, no finish.
I'm glad it's the Colts. I'll say that.
All right.
So,
with that being said, you've been listening to another episode of the Breakfast of Champions show here on KCOU 88.1 FM for
Ryan Crothers
and
Brandon Anthony.
I'm Keegan Hartman. Oh my goodness, Denver, if you don't get it done, we are getting in an Uber, me and Ryan, and we are going to Denver. That's an expensive Uber.
Yeah. Hey, I'll go with you guys.
All right,
Light
bring
up
the
a storm.
pitchforks.
I'll drive.
Okay. Breakfast at your house tomorrow?
Oh, yes.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm with it. What do you got? Hash browns?
Turkey.
Oh. You've been listening to the Breakfast Champions.